Do you think Usman's easier than Paulo Costa or harder?
I think Usman is much better fighter, much skills, different fighter who's been the champ. Paulo Costa is not that kind of guy. He just push him one round, he's gassed out now. The guys that just try to make money, and now he lost his chance. No money.
Paulo Costa has never been one to mince words, and his latest comments about Khamzat Chimaev are a perfect example of that.
He talked very bad things about me on my girl Instagram DM. So this is totally personal. I feel angry just to hear his name.
Ahead of his crucial bout at UFC 318 in New Orleans, Costa made it crystal clear that he's not just gunning for a win over Roman Kopylov, he's also planning to settle some personal business with Chimaev. For Costa, this rivalry goes beyond just the typical fighter banter or professional competition. According to the Brazilian middleweight, Chimaev crossed the line by sliding into his girlfriend's Instagram DMs with what Costa described as dirty things. Costa said the words were disrespectful and cowardly. He doesn't see Chimaev's actions as those of a confident man, and the thought of it clearly fuels his desire for retribution.
You said he was sending messages in her DMs.
Do you remember? Yeah, dirty things, you know, like, man, you man is, yeah, you should look for better man, something like that, you know.
The stakes for Costa are high. After a rough stretch with just one win in his last 5 outings, he needs a strong performance against Kopylov at UFC 318 to make any kind of statement. If Costa gets the victory he so desperately needs, he already has his eyes set on a bigger fight with Chimaev, but it won't be enough for him to just win. Costa wants to call out Chimaev directly afterward. He's sure that if he claims the victory, the next steps will fall into place.
When someone can carry you over to the boss and then I kill everyone! I kill everyone! Khamzat at 170, he's right, but you're not going to do that to Paulo Costa. He's you. You're talking about a totally different size human being.
Meanwhile, Chimaev is a force to be reckoned with. Undefeated in 14 professional fights, Chimaev's rapid ascent has been nothing short of impressive. He's scheduled to face Dricus du Plessis in the main event of UFC 319 in August, a fight that promises to test Chimaev like never before. But despite Chimaev's flawless record, Costa isn't impressed. He's focused on what he believes is a personal betrayal and insists that the animosity will make their eventual showdown even more intense.
Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. How do you feel about this fight, and what do you see this fight?
Remember, Khamzat never have a conditioning problem before this. After COVID, it really messed him up. And I was there. He was bleeding, like throwing up like blood. And he was in Vegas, right? But as far as I know now, he's in Russia, he's in camp, he's focused. It's hard to bet against focused Khamzat, healthy Khamzat, but also this du Plessis guy. Like the way he wins, I was like, how does this guy win? You know, like he's just so tough, so durable. He's a warrior, man. He really is a warrior.
The personal nature of the rivalry has added a new layer to what was already a heated matchup. Costa, who's known for his explosive striking and aggressive style, seems to think Chimaev's trash talk and actions have gone too far. Still, Costa faces a tough challenge in Kopylov, a rising star who is riding a 2-fight win streak and has only lost once in his last 7 fights. In the lead up to the fight, Costa has shown little concern for the threat Kopylov presents. Despite the Russian fighter's skill set and momentum, Costa seems confident he'll emerge victorious. Costa believes that after securing the win, he will finally get his shot at Chimaev, whether Chimaev wins or loses against du Plessis. He made it clear that the fight will happen unless Chimaev decides to retire.
I want to fight him very badly. I want to hurt him. Doesn't matter if he won that fight or not. Doesn't matter. We need to fight. He talked very bad things about me on my girl Instagram DM. So this is totally personal. I feel angry just to hear his name.
You said he was sending messages in her DMs.
Do you remember? Yeah, dirty things, you know, like, man, you man is, yeah, you should look for better man, something like that, you know. Dirty things, you know, it is not a kind of a real man, confident man, or to do, you know. Why he messaged her? Why he didn't message me instead of her, you know? Coward. He's a coward.
As Costa looks ahead to a potential future showdown with Chimaev, there are others within the middleweight division already setting their sights on the same title picture. Robert Whittaker, who's fought both Chimaev and Duplessis, believes Chimaev's ability to secure an early finish will be critical in their matchup at UFC 319. Whittaker, who himself lost to both men, noted that Chimaev's wrestling is top-notch, but he raised concerns about the Chechen-born fighter's stamina.
Khamzat and DDP, the next fight. Who do you think is going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. Like, his takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start to capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP wins. DDP wins almost every fight. You can't get rid of him, right? Because he's like mold, dude.
Caio Baralho, another fighter eyeing the title picture, has a similarly pessimistic view of Duplessis' chances. Baralho, who trains with the renowned Fighting Nerds team, believes that Chimaev could dominate Duplessis just as easily as he did Whittaker. He argued that Duplessis, with his experience in grinding, drawn-out battles, has a distinct advantage over Chimaev when it comes to surviving in deep waters.
Are you going to be riding with DDP for this one, or you think Khamzat is going to walk away the champion?
Actually, right now, it's hard to bet against DDP. I always bet against him, and he always shoot my mouth. But it's hard to bet against Khamzat. I think this fight can be really, really fast as the Whittaker fight. But I can see this fight going into the second, the third round, and then I see some advantage for Trickles. You know what I mean?
However, not everyone is convinced that Chimaev will run through Duplessis. Brendan Schaub, a former UFC fighter, has his own take on the upcoming bout. Schaub acknowledges Chimaev's explosive pace and relentless aggression, but thinks that if the fight drags into the later rounds, Chimaev could start to fade. He points out the size difference between the two fighters and suggests that Duplessis' ability to weather the early storm will be crucial for him to find his rhythm.
Hamzat DDP.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Hamzat DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler, and I think DDP is a killer. But I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200, dude. Take my fucking money.
Really? You got DDP?
Yes. Especially as a dog. I figured it'd be the favorite.
I have to say,
I figured DDP would be like a minus 150. Well, Khamzat, I look at the Gilbert Burns fight. You know, you look at the Kamaru Usman fight. You're like, okay.
Yeah, but he did out wrestle Kamaru a lot.
There's also an interesting mental component that some believe could play in Duplessis' favor. Coach Tim Welch, speaking about the psychological aspects of the fight, suggested that Duplessis could disrupt Chimaev's flow. Though Chimaev may be technically superior in many areas, Welch believes that Duplessis' unpredictable movement and relentless pressure could get under Chimaev's skin and throw him off his usual game. This, according to Welch, could play a pivotal role in determining the fight's outcome.
I mean, I would love to see Khamzat versus Strickland too. Khamzat said in training, I submitted him multiple times. In a fight, it's a little different. And Strickland, you've seen Strickland get dumped before. He is an expert at getting up. He's really good wrestling, really good jiu-jitsu. But just like you said, can you survive the first fucking 3 minutes with that dude? Gnarly.
That's fire.
I miss the crazy Khamzat, but now that he's getting into these top 5 elite guys, I mean, it's probably better that he's not crazy Khamzat.
Dude, I mean, that looked like crazy Khamzat to me.
All week being respectful of the press conferences, respectful of like everything.
Yeah.
It was a lot different than he used to be.
DDP has a way of poking at opponents too, though, so you might be able to pull that crazy Khamzat back out of him.
I'd love to see DDP beat him.
Yoel Romero, the seasoned veteran who's seen it all, shares a similar view on the mental side of the fight. He believes Chimaev will dominate early, but if Duplessis can survive those opening rounds, he might just be able to shift the momentum in his favor.
1640. Chance.
You have what, sorry? Who do you think? 60 Drickus?
16% for Chimaev and 40% for Duplessis. Yeah, that's a way.
So you think Chimaev, you're kind of slightly leaning towards Chimaev. Yes. Why? Why do you think?
Wrestling. The wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
The wrestling for Chimaev right now is very, very dangerous.
On the other hand, Chimaev's raw power and explosive aggression have earned him a loyal group of supporters, including his former training partner Darren Till. Till sees this fight as a nightmare for du Plessis, especially early on. He believes that Chimaev's power and fast pace will be too much for du Plessis to handle in the first few rounds. Till argues that unless du Plessis can find a way to slow Chimaev down or avoid getting finished early, he'll be in serious trouble.
If I went back to the UFC now, as the middleweight I could be, I'd fucking tear that Dricus' head off. Tell Dricus I said fuck him, by the way. The little fucking gobshite. Because I can't stand his guts, because he's so shit, he's so good.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds, I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows, I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, you're looking svelte. You're looking great. How much are you weighing right now?
Everyone's been saying that, you know, that I'm looking fabulous.
Yeah, you are.
Ariel, let's just go. Do I look fabulous?
I think you look fabulous. The teeth are just like blinding me. I wish I was wearing sunglasses right now, but you're looking fit. Way fitter than the last time, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to show me another thing there. It was getting very low, the camera. It was weird. I was
Whoa.
It was uncomfortable.
Whoa. Only my missus gets to see that. Don't be disrespectful.
Ilia Topuria, another fighter with experience training alongside Chimaev, was also cautious in his predictions. While he acknowledges Chimaev's relentless forward pressure and wrestling, Topuria believes that du Plessis has the tools to make the fight unpredictable.
He's the man. He's a savage. He calls him his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a fucking beast. So he deserves to fight for the title as soon as possible. We're gonna have an amazing fight because I love Dricus du Plessis. He's a great human being. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with Khamzat also. But as a fan of mixed martial arts, it's going to be a very exciting fight. I hope the best man wins, and I wish best of the luck to both of them.
Former One Championship star Rainier de Ridder, who has trained with both men. De Ridder believes that du Plessis' footwork and movement could pose a real challenge for Chimaev. If Chimaev is unable to land an early finish, de Ridder thinks du Plessis will only grow stronger as the fight progresses.
No, he's absolutely not. I know you've been asked a million times about like the Khamzat and Dricus fight, but now that we do have a date, like a location, all that kind of stuff, maybe you can talk about it in more real terms since we know when and where it's happening.
Yeah, it's August, and where is it?
Chicago.
Oh,
August 16th.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently Khamzat can fight in the US.
Yeah, now Trump is in office.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about it before. Do you still feel Khamzat has the advantage there?
No, I think Dricus is gonna. I think Dricus will win. Yeah. I don't think Khamzat is gonna get him out of there early. And Dricus is a motherfucker, man. He keeps going. And every round, though it doesn't really look better, he looks better. His technique, he gets better every round. And I see Dricus like finishing him in the late rounds, like 4th round, 5th round, maybe, with a lot of volume. I see Khamzat maybe taking him down in the 1st, 2nd round, getting to his back, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think Dricus has a good shot.
Jack Hermanson, another veteran in the middleweight division, echoed similar thoughts on the importance of Chimaev's early dominance. He believes Chimaev will come out strong, using his speed and power to try and overwhelm du Plessis. However, Hermanson doesn't think that will be enough to win the fight. If du Plessis can survive the early rounds and weather the storm, he might find himself with the upper hand as the fight continues.
How will that fight with him and DDP play out? Because that's, I think, the fight of the year right there.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be an amazing fight, and I think Khamzat is gonna pull it off. But I do think that, especially early, I think it's gonna be tough for Dricus. But if he can push the fight into the later rounds, I think he can have an advantage. So it's going to be a really interesting one. But I will bet my money on Khamzat in that one. But not like some people think that he's just going to run him over. But I think it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's really interesting, especially like you said, if it goes into the later rounds. We've seen DDP go 5 rounds. I know he does look tired, right? Like he has this weird style where he kind of looks like he slows down, but he's going 5 rounds though, right? Like that's something that's kind of interesting. Where I don't believe Chimaev has before. So.
No, exactly, and we have seen like in the was it like the Burns and the Usman fight where he looks a little bit more tired in the later rounds. So
Jamahal Hill shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis, emphasizing concerns over Chimaev's cardio. While Hill acknowledged Chimaev's impressive skills, he pointed out that du Plessis' resilience and steadily evolving fight game would present a real challenge for the undefeated Chechen fighter. Hill believes that du Plessis has the grit to overcome tough situations, something that could make him an uncomfortable opponent for Chimaev.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
Kamaru Usman, who has faced Chimaev himself, also weighed in on the battle, noting that du Plessis' toughness could be a major obstacle for Chimaev, especially over the course of a 5-round fight. Usman's focus was on Chimaev's need to maintain a relentless pace throughout the entirety of the bout. According to Usman, Chimaev thrives on overwhelming opponents early, but du Plessis' durability and ability to take punishment might slow him down in the later rounds.
Khamzat Chimaev on your back round 1 is not easy to get off. And then he was able to sink that in, and that goes to show how strong of the squeeze this freaking dude had.
Could he pull that same style against Dricus du Plessis? Because I will say this.
1000%.
Johnny Eblen, a former Bellator middleweight champion, took a more cautious stance regarding Chimaev's undefeated record. Eblen highlighted Chimaev's vulnerabilities in previous fights, particularly against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, as evidence that the Chechen fighter is not invincible. He argued that du Plessis, with his experience in grinding, drawn-out battles, has a distinct advantage over Chimaev when it comes to surviving in deep waters. Eblen cautioned that Chimaev's undefeated streak could come to an end if he struggles in the later rounds, as his explosive style could falter against du Plessis' ability to endure long, grueling exchanges.
Because everyone thinks of him like the boogeyman, like a guy to avoid.
He's not, though. He's a guy. He's just a human. Yeah, he's just a human. Like, Gilbert made him look human. Usman made him look human. I think DDP's gonna make him look human, you know? Plus DDP is like a big physical guy. I don't think Khamzat's gonna just fucking manhandle him, you know? And also his cardio is a little questionable. I don't think DDP's cardio is as questionable, you know? He gets tired, but like he still has a lot of output. Like watching Chimaev with Usman, you know, 3rd round, he was looking
and even Gilbert,
tired. And Gilbert. He fought Gilbert like an idiot, though. He fought Gilbert pretty dumb. Like, he was, like, kind of letting him up, like, trying to be exciting, I think.
Luke Rockhold also chimed in, offering a mixed take on the matchup. He pointed out that Chimaev's aggressive, high-pressure style would likely serve him well in the opening rounds. Chimaev's relentless pace has been one of his most dangerous weapons, and Rockhold believes it will be difficult for du Plessis to withstand in the early going. However, Rockhold also acknowledged that if the fight drags on, du Plessis' superior conditioning and mental fortitude could play a significant role in shifting the momentum.
It's not always about the most technical guy, you know, it's the guy who wants it more. And
how do you think he fares against Khamzat?
I think Khamzat is a go for broke kind of guy. Khamzat, if he can't out wrestle you, he can't control you in that fierce state of direction of what he does, you know, I think he'll break. Khamzat will get him if he'll get him, but if he can't get him, it's going to be a hard 3rd, 4th, and 5th round.
Right.
I think that's going to be all Dricus.
So if it goes into the championship rounds, you like the champ?
Yeah, 100%.
Who wins, Dricus du Plessis or Khamzat Chimaev?
Finally, Demetrius Johnson, a flyweight legend and expert analyst, weighed in with his take. He pointed out that Chimaev's aggressiveness could pose serious problems for du Plessis early in the fight. But if it goes the distance, Johnson believes Chimaev could struggle. He cited du Plessis' ability to stay composed and adapt in difficult situations as a key factor in potentially overcoming Chimaev's early onslaught.
DDP, Khamzat. I got DDP. DDP. I think he'll survive the first round. Second round will be competitive. He might get taken down again. But I think he'll shoot in. I don't know. If I'm DDP, I'm shooting in on Chimaev. Okay. If he is getting taken down, he'd be like, I'm pulling guard. Yeah. I'm not going to be cramped up against a cage. If you shoot early, we're in the center of the cage. I'm in guard. Yep. So I think he takes the center early, doesn't stuff it. Yep. Flops right to his back, but it'll be so easy for Chimaev, whereas other people might put up a better sprawl. Yeah. So I think DDP round 4, round 3 TKO.
While there are many predictions and opinions about the upcoming battle between Chimaev and du Plessis, one thing is clear: both men are dangerous in their own right. Whether it's Chimaev's explosive power, du Plessis' mental toughness, or the various strategies that could come into play, this fight is shaping up to be one of the most exciting middleweight matchups in recent memory. As for Costa, he's ready for his own fight on Saturday, but his mind is already set on Chimaev. He's ready to get his hands on him no matter what. If Costa can come out on top against Kopylov, expect his call out to Chimaev to be just as explosive as the rivalry that's brewing between them.